Hello and welcome to this virtual walking tour as part of ULI's Environmental, Social, and Governance Symposium. I'm Linda Weichel, Principal of Weichel Consulting, Impact Advisory Services, and I'll be your guide for this tour. At this stop, we'll be learning about Paintbox Bistro, and I'll be interviewing its President and CEO, Chris Kluglin. Just a little background, Paintbox Bistro is located on Dundas Street, just east of Parliament Street, in the heart of Regent Park, which is undergoing a multi-year revitalization. It's Canada's first B Corp certified restaurant, and we're going to hear about how it counters the gentrification of Regent Park and helps contribute to positive social change. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Linda.
I'd like to ask Chris if you can briefly describe the Paintbox Bistro and how it does contribute to the social and/or environmental health of the community and the city.
Well, Paintbox is a few different things. It's an event space and a restaurant space. So the front of the restaurant is a cafe, and there's a wall that divides the area in two so that it can be used for restaurant purposes or for meetings or events. We're also very much a catering company. We have a large production kitchen as well as our restaurant kitchen and all the other facilities that make for a largely off-site venue-based caterer. Paintbox was founded in 2012 with a mandate of education, of job training and career development for marginalized individuals, focus on Regent Park. We are a unique for-profit social enterprise and a certified B Corporation.
That's fantastic. And that's really, I think people will be clear already about why we've chosen the Paintbox Bistro as a stop on our tour. But given the focus of ULI's Symposium is on ESG and how the real estate and development industry must increase its focus on social equity, carbon reduction, and other urgent local and global priorities, I wondered if you could talk about what opportunities or challenges have arisen for Paintbox through the multi-year redevelopment of Regent Park.
Well, there have been a lot of opportunities. The Paintbox was initially conceived as part of the benefits program that the developer in the first phases of Regent Park was obligated to undertake. Without it, it never would have been possible. So we are extremely grateful for the support of Daniels and Toronto Community Housing, who are the owners of the space, as part of their obligatory public infrastructure investment. It's grown into a community gathering place with both long-term and new community members welcomed for events or work or casual meetups.
And have you encountered any challenges? And if yes, how are you dealing with them?
Well, I guess the forces of real estate development sometimes conflict with social cohesion in building new structures which exclude all but the residents that live in them. So some public infrastructure investments are also exclusionary, presenting physical barriers to entry or prohibiting access during certain times of the day. So what we found in Regent Park is that the development can also remove existing meeting places such as the three musalas, which are about to be destroyed in the next phases of the revitalization without specific replacement of those spaces. As co-chair of the Community Building Working Group for the Regent Park Social Development Plan, I work with neighborhood residents and agencies and grassroots groups in developing programs specifically to the end of increased public spaces and accessible public spaces that will lead to social cohesion.
Okay, that's such an important thing to be conscious of and figuring out ways to commit to, right, for developers. I would also ask your business model. I wonder if that's something that people can learn from as they're on this walking tour, and if you see it as something that can be replicated in other urban areas or scaled to greater capacity yourselves.
Yes, I've been inspired to be part of the B Corp movement, and for those that don't know what B corporations are, it's a network of businesses worldwide that are using the power of business to solve climate change and eradicate poverty. These are big jobs that are normally thought of as the responsibility of governments or nonprofits, but without the power of business in a new kind of definition of capitalism, they're insoluble problems.
But it is something you think you could imagine Paintbox bistros in other places in Toronto or across the region?
Yeah, I'm in the Paintbox because nobody really knows what a Paintbox is, even after 9 years. But absolutely, it's a growing movement of entrepreneurs and business people to start looking at business as a benefit to all stakeholders rather than just the shareholders. And that
That's
includes
great,
the planet.
Chris. I'll wrap up with a two-part question. We're now close to 2 years into the pandemic. We're being reminded daily about the inequities so many people experience and the extreme weather we're going to continue to see more of. But the real estate industry is alive, in some cases thriving, and generally optimistic. So as developers and landowners continue to develop land, how do we harness that future growth to see better outcomes for everyone? And if you had one message for the industry, what would it be?
I think the direction needs to be coming from residents in establishing priorities and funding direction. Resident voices must be given priority and power. And I think it's really essential that the interests of all stakeholders, including the community, be considered in making development and investment decisions.
That's great, Chris. Nice and succinct and powerful. Well, thank you to Chris Klugman for joining us today on the virtual walking tour for the ULI ESG Forum, and we wish you a great day and continued patronage of the Paintbox Bistro.
Thanks, Linda, and to you too.
Thank you.